Hello, welcome to Leonie Talks about Gravity Falls. At the time of this recording, I've just recently marathoned a lot of it, and obviously I'm going to go into spoiler territory, and you shouldn't be watching this if you don't want to be spoiled by this wonderful series. Do watch it if you haven't already. So if you don't want spoilers, you need to get off this video. Get away from this video. Okay, so other people gone yet? Hopefully you're gone by now. So at the time I was recording, I finished watching like yesterday night, and by the time I publish this, it will be a while after that. So I don't know when I'll publish this, but yeah. So after finishing it, the last episode, I obviously cried. I was like, no. And then, wait. Let's rewind. This series is wonderful. At the start, I wasn't really sure what I was getting into because it's just, hey, look at these, silly, wacky characters, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You realize that there's some dark underlying story that's been running underneath, relating to the books and Bill Cipher, but you're like, yeah, it is, these are all, like, exaggerated caricatures of people. Realizing that the creator is, talking about his experiences with his twin sister and his friends as he grew up, which is really nice because he's kind of doing a show based on what he knows. And then slowly you grow to, like the characters as a whole. You don't particularly think that there's any unnecessary characters because there's characters that just serve their function to prove a point, and there's characters that are there to give you the warm fuzzies or learn about other things, and here's a silly episode or a story. And only after finishing watching it I realized how spaced out the episodes have been released, because when I look back it's like it started in 2012. And then each year after that until 2016, which is pretty recent, the episodes are actually really spaced out. And I was like, wow, I feel lucky because I'm the kind of person who wants to marathon things when they're done, when they're all out. Because the thing with TV shows now is that if I actually watch it as it comes, usually I forget and I don't really have a frame of reference if there's a continuing sequential story going on, and I would rather marathon something after it's done to get a more wholesome experience, and I actually remember the story throughout the whole thing because it's fresh in the mind rather than spaced out across how many years was this going? 4 years? I wouldn't remember all the details that they've shown. And you notice that all the pop culture references they put in there, like the last episode where what is anime, and I'm like, oh no anime is ever now it's melding into each other, everything, cartoons and anime. Anywho, I don't plan to ramble too long. I am not an articulate person when it comes to thinking about movies and whatnot, but I do these videos because I just want to ramble and talk about my feelings after a movie, and I'm kind of a nitpicky person. So yeah, it's not gonna be a wholesome review because I am not a professional reviewer. But I had feelings because I watched it with my brother and we both talked about it afterwards. We both saw ourselves in Dipper and Mabel. We're not either one or all because neither of us is fully brain and neither of us is fully silly, happy or broad when it comes to the twins of Stanley and Stanford. So yeah, we both kind of see ourselves in these characters. My brother keeps reminding me of how I apparently ditched him, and I'm like, I didn't really feel like I did, but then I can see why he felt that way. And then there are other times where he goes out with his friends and I feel ditched because I don't have much friends and I feel alone while he goes off to have parties. Sometimes he doesn't do it often actually, but parties and board games and whatnot, and I'm like, no, I'm all alone. So we see ourselves in both Mabel and Dipper in the, hey, Dipper doesn't have that many friends. Not personally, I'm just talking about me from my point of view. Hey, Dipper doesn't have that many friends. Likes to do, likes to learn and explore things. And while Mabel, wants to hang on to childhood and not grow up. And I don't know, don't want things to change too much because, hey, sometimes reality hurts, and yeah. But then everyone has to grow up because people change, and that's why having someone to be there through thick and thin is so important, which is what my brother is to me. The thing is, I'm not really fully, hey, I'm a positive person, and blah, 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 but I do try my best to see, the positive in people, while Dipper's like, oh no, what is this, what is that, and then I see myself in that as well, where you get all anxious, and you just, blah, 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 when you talk to someone, and you're lacking that self-confidence, and yep, that's completely me, I'm lacking that self-confidence. Which is why I'm just ranting to myself right now. A lot of people seem to like Waddles a lot. I just think it's the relationship between Waddles and Mabel that's the thing, rather than Waddles by itself. That's what I think personally. But yeah. So yeah, me and my brother have been through thick and thin. We fight with each other and then we get over it. It's like what with many siblings, though not every sibling has that bond. So it's something that you should cherish if you have your own siblings. Like, cherish your brothers and sisters and siblings. And then there's things like, what else? I have random dot points from last night because I had feelings. And then in terms of Stan and Stanford, their relationship, my brother was saying that, oh, I'm more famous. I'm like, I'm not. And then I'm thinking, I'm not famous. I'm just known in the little local industry a little bit. I don't know. There are more famous people than me. I'm just a ninja butt artist, that's me. Yeah. Great. Now the fact that I said that, am I a little bit like Mabel? I don't know about that. I think everyone else has that silliness inside them, not just Mabel. We all got that silliness inside of ourselves. It's just that you might not show it to everybody because you need some trust and friendship first. Were you silly? So apparently, according to my brother, I'm more famous, at least, than him because he's currently just working at a corporate firm as a tester, and yeah, he's going through some, oh, what do I do with my life? Am I stuck here kind of thing. So he knows that he won't be staying in that job forever, but he's comfortable right now, but not fulfilled. That makes sense. And yeah, I think both of us, me and my brother, we both have a lot of growing up to do, as much as, regardless of how old we actually are, we both have a lot of growing up to do. as much as we hang on to what we have. I don't know. It's it's internally conflicting, I must say, where you don't want to change too much, but then you know you have to change. It is conflicting, and I don't know what this. Oh, this is a terrible song. I don't sing. So in terms of apparently according to my brother, I'm like Stan, in that I just brute force things and do things and just do whatever I want and try to, use my strengths to my advantage kind of thing. And I'm like, what? I'm not a con artist. But then if you change con artist to, trying to be an artist, I guess you can say that. I guess I'm more like Stan, whereas my brother is more like Stanford in that he's more calm and collected. While for me, I'm more acting upon my feelings, even though I don't really show it on the outside. I keep it inside, like a ninja. And my brother understands that, hey, I know you don't have much friends, but I'll always be there for you. It's kind of like what Dipper said to Mabel. I'll always be there for you. We're gonna go through this growing up thing together, which is what keeps me going in a way. Like, one of the things that keep me going is knowing that my brother will be there for me, and yeah, it's so heartwarming and sweet, and I feel comforted by that fact. And as much as I can't really like talk and discuss everything my heart is worrying about to him, knowing that he's there for me to just hug at random that's good enough, at least for now. Yeah. So in terms of the series, we kind of relate to it. We see a lot of ourselves in this series in terms of, the bond between siblings. Now the thing is, something that kind of jarred me with the series, I'm going beyond the sibling theme now, is that when Stan and his memories of himself died, it felt like he kind of died in essence, like he died. And then I cried that bit because I'm like, no, Stan, he's my favorite character somehow. So the fact that my brother said, hey, you're like Stan, I'm like, that explains a lot why I like him. Why I like Stan, even though I'm not a con artist, because I'm not that great at lying. I mean, if I have to keep secrets for the privacy of others, I'll just keep silent. So yeah, but actually directly lying to somebody is kind of I'm more. I show the signs of lying. Basically, I go, I'm not looking at you, and yeah, I get all tense and nervous. But then again, even though I'm being honest, sometimes when I'm nervous, I get all tense too. So okay, I'm getting sidetracked again. But back to the point. When Stan, air quotes, died, I cried. And then he started remembering things not too soon after, and that kind of made the impact of his sacrifice not that deep anymore. It made me go, oh. It reminded me that this is a kid's show, and I'm like, oh. I mean, if I know that McGucket actually remembered his memories just by watching himself in a video and kind of remembering things that way. And I get that the memory erasing gun, I don't remember the exact name for it. It's not a permanent thing, because as long as you got something that actually reminds you of that past, you remember again. And for Stan, he remembered things really fast, which made me stop crying and feel sad in that instant, and that impact of that sacrifice just went bleh. And I'm like, no. For some reason, I want to think, I want to keep feeling sad. I wanted this bittersweet ending where they have this at least some kind of montage to regain his memories back, but nope, he regained his memories back quite quickly, and I don't know. That's just a personal preference that I feel like, no, it's a kid thing. They can't end it on a sad note. But then it's really sweet how they go on to adventures and also Stan and Stanford going on a boat and being all buddies again. That's really sweet. And yeah. So as I said, my Stanley is my favorite character, and the next most favorite character after that is Mabel, because I like how her attitude with seeing the best in everybody, and that's what I keep striving to do. Despite my anxiety, and sometimes I assume the worst of the situation, not of people per se, but of the situation. That they're too busy. I'll just do my own thing. I don't have anything in common. I just do my own thing. That kind of thing. That's my other side to it. All the characters are lovely. This show, and the fact that they had the voice actors like live acting in the car scene where Dipper and oh no, I forgot her name. Wendy, yeah. Dipper and Wendy were driving in the car, escaping from Gideon's Toons or Minions or whatever they called, and the fact that hey, Gideon is all good again, but he's still creepy. Made it kind of, oh, it's sweet, but then you're still kind of creepy kind of vibe. Especially when I found out from the wiki that there's a short where he writes creepy letters to Mabel, and I'm like, oh, that's really creepy. The one-sided, unrequited love goes way deeper than I thought originally. So Gravity Force. I need to stop rambling. It's been almost 18 minutes. Yeah, almost. Gravity Falls, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that it's been recommended to me. It has a story I can go along with. And I like how all the creatures of Gravity Falls are all friends and buddies, and how the big mech scene and how it escalated to saving the universe. It didn't explain the bubble thing that encases Gravity Falls. It did not explain that. It kind of hints that there's something more going on in that area that meets the eye, and the fact that Stan regained his memories means that Bill Cipher is still alive, because he remembers himself again, which means Bill is still out there. It's not, isn't that how it works? Because it's trapped in his mind. Stan has Bill in his mind. I think so. And I know that they're not going to continue Gravity Falls anymore, because I think, from what I've seen, they've done a lot of spin-offs and whatnot in between season 1 and 2. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I laughed, I cried. I didn't laugh as much as my brother did. But yeah, you grow to care about them. I'm so glad Zeus has found someone that loves him for who he is. I like the part where Stan's teaching Dipper all these pickup artist strategies, but then knowing that, hey, they just bite you in the butt in the end. And yeah, I like that kind of lesson. And that, hey, at least you learn self-confidence in talking to strangers. And I'm like, haha, I don't have that confidence at all to talk to strangers. But yeah, I don't know, I have a lot of feelings. It's all awesome. I love the fact that a lot of the characters have these symbols at that ring of circle thing that they had at the last episode. Like the pine tree and the shooting star, and it's amazing. It's brilliant. It feels like everything is well crafted to this wholesome end, and then this whole series is done. the story's done, and I loved how everything came together. So I'm so glad I watched this. I did some fan art, as you can see, and because I don't know, this series reminded me of, you know, my own personal relationship with my own brother and how we've stuck together for this long. And it's something that should be cherished and be grateful for. And anyway, thank you for listening. See you in the next episode. Thank you and bye bye.